ladies and gentlemen, those of you that can, if you could please rise, as we're going to be starting things off here for the annual Aitsi'poyiiksi conference. And we have our singers that we're going to call on, the Aitsi'poyiiksi singers. All right, here we go, boys. You're up there. Maybe just leave it on for till lunchtime. So we're going to sing the flag song. We're going to call on the singers to sing the flag song for us. Then we'll ask our elder to come up to say the prayer. So again, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it takes a lot of individuals to put on this conference, and we'd like to thank them all. Let's give them a big round of applause. So those of you that can, if you could please remain standing. We're going to sing our version of the Canadian anthem, the American anthem song. And us in Indian country, we have our very own version to that song. So we're going to call on our singers for the flag song. Right on, thank you. You could have a seat. At this time, I'd like to call on our elder, Agnes, to say the opening prayer for us.
Aitsi'poyiiksi. Anneksi noh patsimuksia kaamuksi. Teen moi hatsuksiksi tässä lokapuolakkaiksi. Noh peippujiika. Makukatsko puonoksia. Ouks kenäkääkin. Apeikin Makiinima. Kenäkääkin. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Annakaakin. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Ja vuoksi ikäistä päässä. Sinut tappimaan. Kutsu vahsittaksi vain. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Vahvitsu vain. Just päätä piupiakin. Noksikkakin kohsakin naanakin tokakin. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Noksisti juonopakin naanakin nikakin. Annikakin nitoksiskanaanika. Annakakin topohpiipois pinnaanakakin. Annakakin topakita piiminnaanakakin. Tahkoksessa mä en vuotsiman naanakin. Kimma tuossa kimma piipitsetaakena kiitao'piwa kiitaasokinakiopikakena kaakestistumimakaaki. Kohkaa niitsimäävääkin annikaakin kuumistumisva kohkassikasvatuumia. Aitsi'poyiiksi annakaaki. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Annakaaki kohkatskokuunoksimaaki. Kohkaikamotarpiskaavaaki koomatapstuivaaki. Annikaaki. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Annakaaki. Kitsi uhtuavaaki nakaaki. Aitsi'poyiiksi nakaaki amatuksimaavaaki. Oksiskanootoni iskaaki. Niituiskokaaki nikaaki teika kohkauksesku. Pinnanaaki nikani päätäpiisinikaaki. Okei, hannamaaki nitukanohpinnaanikaaki. Kiitämme. Hiitämme vaan niitumahkahpinnaanaaki takopakaispinnaanaaki nikaaki nääsokapiikaaki. Annikaaki tamuhteeksi matsin mutsiispinnaanaaki nikaaki sitouksessa vaatsiispinnaanaaki. Aitsi'poyiiksi tästä päätäpioppiaaki. Annakaaki nukusiksaaki mautukiiksaaki. Itskina iiksaakka natsomitääks. Annikaaki ahkatokonaskitu taatsia vaakia akukaatsinikaaki. Tahkatokonaskit sapuki kahpinnaanaaki nomma pinnaanistaaki. Aitsi'poyiiksi kimmapiipitsitaaki nikaaki tahkatsita. Ohkanaita pipispinnaanaaki nikaaki maatstuikaaki nikaaki saskrimukoi tahkatsiksesski pinnaanaaki. Aapistiskitsi miini. Nikaaki tumuhta paissita piispinnaanistaaki. Sitä siikutsi pinnaanaaki. Aitsi'poyiiksi kimmapiipitsitaaki nakaaki naatuita piivakaaki. Okei, annikaaki kaamutaan niistä vatsimaan. Sapukita piisin, ahsipäätä piisin, ikkeni päätä piisin.
Even though it's 2022, I still do this. I was looking around the room. But if we could put it, everyone to raise your hand. Everyone. If you could raise your right hand. I'm not going to get you to swear an oath or anything. But put your hand towards your heart. And then on the count of 3, everyone say, hey. 1, 2, 3. So what you're doing is you're taking in those blessings from when there's a prayer. And it's nice to have the reminders. Rampa is here, fashionably late. I don't know if you saw his Halloween costume that he's selling for $49.99. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call on the chief of the blood tribe, Makiinima, to say some opening remarks.
Niksuukuaukaak. Oukia, kitkonääksumatsim puaukaak, en uaksiistsikkuikaak. Nakaak umkitappiokaak, nakaak ja sitappiokaak. Nakaak ja siksikääkkuan. Apatrsi pikaniikuan. Skaapi pikaniikuan. Nakaak käännääkkuan. Kenniksaakin uhattu tuiksi. Henniksikaakiistut simmää kipäätäpioksinno. Kaahsuauaks. Sikutaat siis kaas pinnaan mohkutuuks kääksä muuksi Aitsi'poyiiksi. Kenhuakainakki samavat taas siuan mohkutaapuutaksua. Ni taappi uututamaappiu. Anuk maanistsi uka kiusatuhpia. Kies tonnoon kitsiipuuksinnoon. Maksikaasta paskuna taapis. Soukiaksikaasta puakäätä piop. Avakkiutesta piitsemää mukka. Se päätä piopis kokkiukin siipuuksinnoon. Houken käätä pio, no muuksi siksi keitsitä pio. Niin sitä pio, no hattomata pistut semmiä. Anno kiistookin siima taatstuhpua. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Ki ne tukannesti Ni tokanes topstiewa mohkiistunnoon, istumaskuna taapio kipäätapio sinnoon. Kitatsemu ihkannooni. Mat siitä pumaskuna taapio asakiohkutsitapio sikitsi sinnoon. Nuhaamuksia kaavaa käätäpien, nyt se nokatsista päistä matsuukia, hän iskäikiistunnoon, siksi keitsitapio. Käännau, siksi kau. Apatksi pikania, skaabi pikania, iskäist, skunataap soopkiistunnoon, iskohtsi kaaksennooniksi. Kaaksennooniksi tomaskunataapsia, muistiksi sopuja päästutsimia, muistis iskokkiokka, se päätäpioksinnoon. Kitatsemu iskennoon. Hän iskäistomaakista tuapso. Okei, tseikutaatsi iskaassa niistoa. Amma nippitää stahtsista jaakin tseikutaatsi iskaassa pinnaanan kistoa kitsiistotsi-pua. Kisito maatuhpua, vaan nuhka käätäpion nuhkattaa. Aku hattaan nimmiä maan stuuttama pispiaksonoat stuussi kitsipuuksinnoon. Kitää kutsipuja on syskeen nuhatsetsia. Nuhkitsemmiksi nuhattamata pistutsimmiawan. Nuhkoukene taaksaa piippui. Niksukua. Ne taaksaa piippui. Friends, relatives. Members of our confederacy, Siksikau, Apatksi pikanya, Amskapi pikanya, Kannau. I welcome you all to the gathering that has been, of course, brought about by the hard work, the dedicated work of the Aitsi'poyiiksi. You have taken the forefront in ensuring that we never, ever lose Kitsipuuksen, our language, that we will remain, that it will continue to get stronger, that more and more and more of our young people again begin to use this gift that has been given to us by our Creator. We are told by our spiritual people, those that have engaged in our spiritual people have told me that the reason that we have stayed strong as the Aitsi'poyiiksi, as the Confederacy, is that we have retained our spiritual ways. We have our spiritual people who continue to practice those important ceremonies, prayers, Kaatao'pii. We continue to practice those, and if it was not for the understanding and the use that we have of our language, we would not perhaps be as strong. So I always remember that. I always remember that in carrying out the responsibilities that we have as the political leaders of the tribe, and as well the Confederacy. It is important to realize the fact, pardon me, but my old computer runs out of power occasionally. I'll start again. It is important to realize the fact that through the constant usage and sharing of our language amongst us can only lead towards more real understanding and comprehension, as it was practiced by our ancestors. Many others within our confederacy have followed suit, and they are developing their own unique methods of retaining Aitsi'poyiiksi, and hopefully we can support each other's initiatives. One of those projects is a joint undertaking of the Confederacy Education Department with our council, and we were able to secure funding from the NIB Trust Fund. Students, teachers, and elders from Ghana, Siksika, Pikani gathered at some of our sacred and cultural sites within our territory this past summer. And they shared historical accountings, ceremonies, and songs at the various sites. There were special historical events that occurred at these special locations, and our elders and historians from our confederacy shared their knowledge with our students and teachers. Our young people fully participated through their questions, songs, and naming ceremonies. And we witnessed the emotion and pride that they had as a result of the information that was shared with them. Some of the more specific accountings involved their direct ancestors, whose acts of bravery and determination affected them greatly. And you could sense their growing interest in these sites and in Aitsi'poyiiksi. Through personal observation, I believe that many of our young participants began to understand a true sense of belonging and dignity through the factual presentations of our history at these important sacred sites. Sometimes our historians gave similar accountings of certain events that occurred, and sometimes aspects of their accountings differed, and it was explained that elders and tribal historians can only share. Oh, thank you. Sometimes our historians gave similar accountings of certain events that occurred, and sometimes aspects of their accountings differed. And it was explained that elders and tribal historians can only share the specific information as it was told to them previously. I think that's an important aspect that we have to remember, and we have to respect each other. Sometimes we are told by our elders, by our historians, how an event happened, and sometimes those differ slightly from others, but we have to continue to respect those differences and respect each other. Because Aitsi'poyiiksi is basically an unwritten language, it was so important to our ancestors that the factual accountings would be preserved for future generations by establishing certain protocols and practices. One of those practices involved periodic gatherings that allowed them to share and correct historical accountings amongst themselves, with the understanding that everyone respected each other through this process. Whenever there was a difference in the accountings, everyone would become involved in ensuring that the factual information would then be preserved as agreed to by all the participating informants. I believe that our symposiums have been engaged in a similar process, but on a much larger scale, and has gone beyond the practice of sharing and correcting our Aitsi'poyiiksi history. The originality and creativity of our Aitsi'poyiiksi movement has instilled that desire and determination to do more in the protection and preservation of Aitsi'poyiiksi. And we will continue to support your goals and objectives. However, sometimes it is prudent to revisit those methods and proceedings of our grandmothers, grandfathers, and great ancestors in their actual form and utilize the specific knowledge of our informed elders and historians within our confederacy. We will resume with the project that invites our knowledge keepers and historians through smaller gatherings to give accountings of important happenings and noteworthy ancestors. We realize that the words of our historians and elders have formed a base for us to continue with our efforts to preserve and protect Aitsi'poyiiksi. We need to understand, absorb, and speak those original words that they are sharing with us so that we can also share them with our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Unfortunately, they are leaving us towards the next realm of our existence. And they are willing. They have always been willing to share their words and knowledge so long as we continue to seek their involvement in a true and meaningful way. Thank you all for involving me in your discussions. Thank you all, for we are all Aitsi'poyiiksi. Thank you.
Thank you, Makiinima. Lorraine, I was thinking, I almost called you Lorraine McHugh. I was kidding. All right. Once in a while, I'll pick on some of you that I know that can take it. I was kidding. I don't want you writing about me on Facebook after. I was kidding. All right. So he's no longer the voice of, we changed it to the voice of Hoop Up Days. As many of you know, he did the Indian relay, but let's give Floyd Big Head a big round of applause. Floyd is going to be taking over now. Okay, thank you.
Okay, next week. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Piitaakaa'tsis. Okay, that's no piimuksi. Vakuutuks koiksi. Okay, Makiinima siqtarsiitaki. Kitumi puarsinan. Joka maakspinna. Siqtaatiiskaaspi. Aitsi'poyiiksi oksistikkuika. Aitsi'poyiiksi. Okay, aksta Aitsi'poyiiksi. Anneksi maateitohtimiksi semituutupika. Kiakohkita Agita jaapianistumaan Aitsi'poyiiksi. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I should say good morning this morning. It's a real pleasure to be here. My name is Floyd Bighead, and I am the voice of Indian rodeo. I really like saying that. Aiqtarsiitagna spumikitskita. Spumikitstak. kitstak laakunua asuksinchkat taatsemuisk keniksi laakutuuminskat ma Agnes kina Harriet akutsinakseipui anake na umbaksa piipuk anjanist kibohsa pikimaat hagit umatatstumia the first subject of the day. Hun. Let's have a hand for our organizer here, Arnold Fox. He's done a great job over the years and once again this year for our Aitsi'poyiiksi conference.
Okay, kitxanaaksimatsunoq puanoqtus kanaatuni. Aamoi tomatapqsiipuis sinnaani nansaka qtu pinnaani noqqanursini. Nimuqtsiipuis pinnaani aamustaqqumatsqtu sinnaani aamustka. Itasapa amatuussimo. Matuqsknipa matanstanskatupist smudge boxes. Titsimo kinnaani niksini tumqkitapiminnaaniksi. Itania kamakumatsqtuminuainiki aamustsk. Isklinikqaqsukeista matsarsuai utapiissina manistnitqtaissitapiyoppia. Kamo tukskami tanio uuminiskeitsiikaitsip naapjuojes. Aniksnatanatsinatsumo hannistapi. It was a jewelry box. It wasn't a smudge box. So we wanted to make sure we clarify and give you the correct way of utilizing the smudge box. Agnes and Harriet, could you make your way up here? So when I finish, you can take over. We have to keep the agenda moving. We're already a little late. So inside, most of them, if not all of them, have a little bag of sage, a braid of sweetgrass, and some charcoal. We even went so far as to suggest that we could get some dirt to put in there. And again, we were cautioned by our elders that that responsibility belongs to the one using the smudge box. So we just wanted to share a few ideas of the protocol, and now I'd like Harriet and Agnes to lead us through that process.
Iksiiki nitsiksiiki tsi pan hamoi nitte nitanits pinani takutipui sinani nistua muis I guess ihtumatapaapi muksiaksa sitapiksi torpukapu takimennaaniksi kiumiutaapu taksuai ikakao utsini puai ikui Kenya istatsia utapi sin mahkumatapatsimu ihkaani. Kenya istatsia wax mahkutasau muskitesa pamatusimu. Kinitsikutsi taki nistua miititu tuhpi anohnipetapi si. Matayu kipa. Matayu kuipa. Eka itsia ki otuitsikatupia. Anisio kiau eipuju ki ihtai sukapi kitsipursin. Eiksi kiitsipia. O ki it's hard. Because the people that I work with that are on the committee, they have encountered and they have met a lot of hardships and how our people, our youth, some of them are destroying ubetapi also. And they wanted them to help them to start praying. And so I'm going to matsktumia. So nistua nuhannisti otistapiitsipammuhka ikennaakipia ei sukutuitsikatupia mataksika kita poapiksipasta okisa kamannissikimstanuaniki nimatohki mata kutsissitapi amisaputuka kitkutspuaya. And that was the purpose of this gift, was to akitamato simos. And then a lot of things you think of a lot of things. Na yayo titsimi sapiomi otskinitsimani miomi stamuhanesiku spanokyoutsi. And to me, and I don't want to say it, to me it's a no-no. Siksinatsi matupiwa muhka that's just my person.
Okei, i Aitsi'poyiiksi aamukska sitapiiksi niin täksimstäkskaaki nimatsitsitupatsiksi nimatsitsin aamu kanakaatsini maatanistsiivatsiksi aawatsimuisko ispipuutuutspaak ispsitsipsakki annakaaki mahkitapiivakaakiatsimuiskaan ni tuhkanissitoutsinnimo viiki takiuki itawatsimuisko kimadaksni puavaatsiksaakin aamu kanakkaatsi amuksia sitapiiksi antohkaniksi pstoopiiksi mahkamatuussimaan hakstamamatuussimaan ja käkitatsimuiskaan ja on ohkanista kuttatsimuiskahpia nitsuka Aitsi'poyiiksi teitsensiak mautukiiksi tsiksinnaksaaki. Tajuhtuajanniksi umpakitapiiksi aawatsimuiskaiksi. Ninna kenniksesta teitsenipstaapissani mautukiiksaaki. Maatsakaksini tahkuhkanasta tsimuiskahpi. Teikä kohkaajikanaake ajoistipäätapio pinnoksikkaki kohsakkita. Ispommuukita. Kenne teikä kohkanasta tsimu. Annika aatsimu iskaanikaake. Aitsi'poyiiksi koskitsipapinno. Kita päätsistä täiksi. Okistäiksi matsupi. Aamutskaji itsi kita Aitsi'poyiiksi. Antaki pitääkin koulutupivaaki. Ami moutukioisi. Tai johtuukaaki. Kenne sotamitsikka mutta tsimuiskaaki. Tekstatsimuiskaani tsitanikkaaki. Kitsiksukatsimuiska. Anne niitä vatsimuiska. Aitsi'poyiiksi kitatsimuiskannooni stoutsiva kenno koskitsipapinno. Päätsistä täksi. Okistäiksi matsupi. Ski annaji atohka sitä piivaa. Taikahki minnananak mahkuhkoitista piitsi niin päätäpiitsi. Niitsitä päätäpiitsi. Aniska istuhkutaji aamumisti itä sapamatuusimappi. Kikatsuka piivaak ahkaiksikka pistotsiisin. Aamusti puutsitsiisti. Kitaksotsiipua. Aitsi'poyiiksi kakitapsapurtuarpuaya. Kski Aitsi'poyiiksi kiakanist saapurtuarpuaya aamu amiittor west side kukuai anni stasuinnika. Anneni tohansitawa suinnipi aamatu simaanistsaaki. Siksi kahkiminnajannikska Aitsi'poyiiksi. Noksika kimatuka Aitsi'poyiiksi. Kähtäspomorsuai. Okei. Nohkaasitipsatukaaki. Kinohkastakatavaiksi. Kähkuhkoutistapiitsi sua kähkuhkaisopuarti satrasuai. Hanjaji Aitsi'poyiiksi kimatukaaki aamatu simaan Aitsi'poyiiksi. Han.
Just one more quick thing on the smudge boxes. I always love this opportunity to point out the student participants in our programs. Ika koi aamus nitrupummatu pinans namataksaaksinja. Natu ki pipi kinisitsippi. Is that 250? Okay. Kisitsisapitoks. Anneni tsoja nitrupummatu pinanja uumistiniske Michael's hobby shop. We ordered them. Okiumiksi our student participants. They took the time the last 2 weeks to paint their own designs, their own unique designs. We asked them to help us in that way. So I just want to acknowledge the students. Could you stand up, raise your hands, be acknowledged? Very proud of you. Very proud of you. Thank you.